Hi friends. Once Nelson Mandela, one of the greatest leaders of the world, said, "Children are our treasures. They are our future." Yes. Welcome all to another episode of our online class. Now we are in the last part of the story, Lost Spring. Last class we discussed once again Mukesh's life and also how the people in Firozabad, they are living there. Firozabad is famous for making bangles. But the people, they are living there, leading such a life of struggles, sufferings. And now to the last part of the story. Why not organize yourself into a cooperative? I asked a group of young men who have fallen into the vicious circle of middlemen who trap their fathers and forefathers. So, having heard all the problems and struggles of the people in Firozabad, the narrator, the author, she asked, why not organize yourself into a cooperative? Why? Why not you organize a cooperative or a trade union? I asked a group of young men who have fallen into the vicious circle of middlemen who trap their fathers and forefathers. So I asked these words to a group of young men. They have fallen the vicious circle. Vice, vicious. Vice, V-I-C, vice means all bad qualities. Opposite is virtue, V-I-R-T-U-E. So vicious means the middlemen. They are the people standing between the poor bangle makers and the bangle sellers, and these middlemen, they are the one who is sucking the blood of these poor bangle makers. So these young men's fathers, grandfathers, they all fell into the traps of these middlemen. That's why I asked, why don't you organize a trade union? Even if we get organized, we are the ones who will be hauled up by the police, beaten and dragged to jail for doing something illegal. Then they said, even if we get organized, suppose even if we get organized, we are the ones who will be hauled up. Hauled up means taken by force or arrested. Suppose if we organize, then no doubt we will be the victims, because the police, they also support these vicious people. They will definitely come and arrest all these poor bangle makers and beaten and dragged to jail for doing something illegal. And they will come and arrest these poor bangle makers and then drag them to jail for doing something illegal. They said if they are organized, then it is something illegal. There is no leader among them, no one who could help them see things differently. So there is a poem, I Am the People, written by Carl Sandburg. In that poem, Carl Sandburg said, almost all the great leaders, they have come from the poor sections of the society, or the working people, or the working class. So here, the people of Firozabad, they don't have a leader. So they said, there is no leader among them, no one who could help them see things differently. No one is there to help them. Their fathers are as tired as they are. Their fathers, they are as tired as they are. And then they talk endlessly in a spiral that moves from poverty to apathy, to greed and to injustice. So then they talk endlessly, they talk continuously. And in a spiral, that moves from poverty spiral. This is what is spiral shape. It moves from poverty and then to apathy. Apathy means without any emotion, nirvigarada. Poverty to apathy and to greed and to injustice. They are facing so many things there. And we have already said in our class that they have lost the ability to dream, and the light in their eyes faded. And now, listening to them, I see two distinct worlds. One of the family caught in a web of poverty, burdened by the stigma of caste in which they are born, and the other a vicious circle of the sahukas, the middlemen, the policemen, the keepers of law, the bureaucrats, and the politicians. So, listening to them, I see two distinct worlds. So, listening to them, I see two distinct worlds. And one world is this poor people, the family, they are caught in the web of poverty. The people in Firozabad, the family, they are caught in the web of poverty. And then the other people. So here, these people, they are caught in the web of poverty and burdened by the stigma. Stigma means shame. Burden, it's a burden for them to carry. They have to carry this burden because it is something that the stigma of caste in which they are born. They are low caste people. They have to follow the tradition, making bangles, no other way. But the other people, they are the vicious, hard-hearted people. They are the circle of the sahukas, the middlemen, the policemen, then the keepers of law, the bureaucrats and the politicians. They are all in one league. They are all united. These people, the sahukas, the middlemen, the police, the bureaucrats, the politicians, the keepers of law, all together they come and they all actually looting these poor workers' efforts, their hard working or the profits. These people, they are actually exploiting these poor. And they don't have any voice to question them. No one is there to lead their protest. They are afraid of organizing a trade union or to form a trade union. If they do so, then surely the police will come and arrest them. So this is the state, the pathetic state of the people in Firozabad. Together they have imposed the baggage on the child that he cannot put down. Before he is aware, he accepts it as naturally as his father. So together they have imposed this second group of people. So the writer said there are two types of people, two kinds of people. One, the poor section in that society, and the other, the middlemen, then the sahukas, the police, the politicians, the lawmakers, everyone. They are actually imposing these burdens to the shoulders of the children there. And then, before he is aware, he accepts it as naturally as his father. So, at a young age, they put this burden to the children. And after some years, they are acquainted with such situation. Or naturally, they have to adjust such situation, and like their fathers and grandfathers. And to do anything else would mean to dare. So, to do anything else means to do any strange thing. It's something challenging. They don't have any courage to do so. And daring is not part of his growing up. When I sense a flash of it in Mukesh, I am cheered. So, daring or challenging such situation is not part of his growing up in Firozabad. But I saw a different spark or a different flash of light in Mukesh's eyes. Mukesh is different from all other children in Firozabad. That's why the writer, she said, I am cheered. I want to be a motor mechanic, he repeats. So Mukesh, because all other children, they have adjusted with their surroundings. They are doing this bangle making business. But Mukesh always says he wants to become a motor mechanic. He repeats these words. He will go to garage and learn, but the garage is a long way from his home. He said, I'll go to the garage and learn. But the thing is, the garage is a long way from his home. I'll walk, he insists. Do you also dream of flying plane? He's suddenly silent. So Mukesh said, I want to drive a car. Suddenly the writer asked, do you ever dream of flying planes? Suddenly Mukesh became silent. No, he says, staring at the ground. Mukesh suddenly says, not even in his wildest dreams. He said, no, and he's staring at the ground. In his small murmur, there is an embarrassment that has not yet turned into regret. So it's an embarrassing question. To drive a car is one of the hardest thing to achieve. Then how can he dream of flying planes? That's why a sort of murmur. But it never turned into a tone of regret. He is content to dream of cars that he sees hurling down the streets of his town. He is satisfied with his dream to drive a car because that's the only thing he can see in his he sees the streets of his town. He never ever dream of flying planes because few airplanes fly over Firozabad. Firozabad is not a developed city. Almost all the people they are living, they are very poor. They belong to the poor section of the society. Few airplanes fly over Firozabad. To Mukesh, it is such a Herculean task to dream of flying planes. That's why the writer ends the story with such a quote or such a line. Few airplanes fly over Firozabad. Few means again zero, nothing in number. A few means something in number. So there ends the story Low Spring, written by Anisian. This story is a strong message against child labor, and this story clearly portrays the dreams and aspirations, the struggles and the hardships facing the children from the poorest section of the society. They are the marginalized people. Two of them she represented here. One is Sahib Alam and the other is Mukesh. So once again I said, I just repeat the quote of Nelson Mandela. Children are the precious treasure. They are our future. Okay friends, last class our question is about Firozabad. I asked the name of the state in which Firozabad is situated, and the correct answer is Uttar Pradesh. Firozabad is a place very close to Agra in UP, Uttar Pradesh. And today I want to ask another question. It's about the writer of this story, Anis Young. Anis Young has written many books, especially about the problems facing the women in India and also around the world. And find out the best known work of Anis Young. The best known book written by Anis Young. Actually, that book was written in 1987. Find out the name of that book. I hope all are safe. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you and have a nice day.